Hey Jesse, this is the video I wanted to get over to you about helping you with your small business and your social presence on the web, essentially. So I did a search and basically looking for tree service near me, and you're coming up here, and your profile is good. I mean, you have all 5-star reviews, which is a really great start, and those are kind of highlighted on the profile here. What I was hoping to suggest to you is basically in a couple areas which might help you with getting you showing higher up on the list, essentially, when people are doing searches like this, because this I had to go a couple pages down before I found you, even though you already have a great reputation. So one way to do it is obviously through setting a website up. People can find you when they do a search, and you would show up, they would click on your website, and something you probably just need a basic website to start out with, but I would model it after something similar to this. This is Beyond the Leaf. You might have heard of them before. And I know they're kind of up and coming, and I see them at the top of the list in a lot of Google searches. But this is kind of like the framework for how we would typically set these up. There's a home page, where, some nice images here, talks about the company a little bit, what they do, the services they provide, just kind of in bulleted formats. And you'll see throughout, there are multiple areas where folks can enter their contact information and submit it. And there are usually call buttons kind of throughout as well. But you see the reviews here, the 5-star reviews get highlighted. People can see it right away. Nice summaries as to the work that they do, and the 5-star reviews, and the names too, which is nice. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, there's usually multiple spots where folks can call in from the website. You just click it literally, and it calls the person from their phone or from their laptop. And other than that, there's a couple other areas. I mean, I don't really know that. Blogs might be something further down the road, but there's usually like a gallery here, where they show pictures of all the work that these folks do, and your company does. So you can kind of tell what they do. They do crane work, obviously. Well, this company does landscaping too, I guess, but stump grinding, you know, trimming, pruning, et cetera, et cetera. So it's nice. And again, in multiple areas for them to get in touch with you. Okay. The other couple areas, so it talks about specifically what services the company would do. So, what tree service items do you offer? Some folks don't do all of these items here, but a lot of these would probably apply, whether you do lawn service or not, or landscaping. So that looks like they do quite a bit here. But anyway, and if you click on it, it usually gives like a little description as to what this particular service entails. Okay, and again, it's kind of a common theme here. They can get in contact with you very easily. And of course, the area served. So, you're in Morris County, surrounding counties. I would ask which specific counties that you're covering, but we would definitely list them there. So this is kind of what I would have in mind for you. It would be a basic website just to kind of get your name out there, like you were saying. The other two areas, and I'll try and keep it pretty quick, is in terms of Facebook. They have something where you can actually develop ads in Facebook, and you could do this yourself if you wanted to. But just to kind of point out how the ads are set up, and how you can look at what competitors are doing. They have something called a Facebook ads library, and you can actually go in. I mean, you can follow the URL here. You can type in whatever the service is, and you can see what some of the ads are that are shown. So for example, I know this is Maryland, but this is a pretty good example of, how you could set up a Facebook ad. It talks about, um, it asks a question typically in the beginning, do you have unwanted trees that you want to get rid of? So it asks a question that way. And then it talks about, how this company, Maryland Tree Experts, can help you, with your tree removal needs. And then of course, there's a video at the bottom here that, would show whatever tree removal or trimming or things of that nature being done. And the good thing about this Facebook ads library is that you can see how long the ad's been running. So this one has not been running for that long, but you know, if you can imagine it was running since last year, and there are examples of this, then you know that it's probably a successful ad. And to be honest, you would probably want to borrow some of the copy that they have or ideas that they have for your own advertising. So that's Facebook ads library. Within Facebook itself, they have the ads manager. And this is a way, when you're setting it up, you can set up different types of ads and different audiences. And I just want to show you quickly, how you can come up with an audience that you want your Facebook ads to reach out to. So here I just kind of put in, some of the counties that you may deal with: Morris County, of course, Essex, Passaic, Sussex. And you can see over here, like the audience size, it's almost, 650,000 folks. And, typically we want to target about 500,000 on a small business budget. You don't want to have too many people because it's not really going to do you any good. It's going to be reaching people from all throughout. It's not going to be concentrated and it's not going to be effective. But I just want to show you real quick how we can kind of play with these levers. If I take away Sussex County, you can see the audience size changes, right? And then also there, we can talk about the age demographics, the genders, all genders. So 25 to 64, of course, is, probably homeowners. That's who we want to target. People that are interested in home improvement, things of that nature. So this is just to give you a taste of Facebook. Honestly, Facebook is good. I think Google advertising is a little bit better. And I want to show you really quickly what that would look like. So if we go here, go back. So, again, going back to our regular search of tree service near me, right? We have, the top section that we saw, they call this the map pack, where the companies that are, really promoting their business would show up at the top. But if we scroll down further, there's a section that you'll see where it says sponsored. And these are Google advertisements. So again, they do come up on the search and people are scrolling through. They can click on them and it is going to take them to a website where, they can contact your company. And of course, you can call them from this link as well very easily. So this would be what I would target for you as well. You can decide. I mean, so in a nutshell, website is probably, some low hanging fruit for you to get that out there. Google advertising and Facebook advertising would drive people to your website. And all of that, again, would get your business showing up higher on this list, which is what you want. You want to show up either on the first or the second page. People don't have to scroll down to find you. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and I will send it over to you, and hopefully we can talk about it soon. All right. Thanks, Jesse. Take care.